All right, you guys, welcome. It is Tuesday, and we are so excited to be here. We are kicking off Spirit Week tonight, officially with our first speaker. We have Katie Wiekamp, and I know that I said that right because we hung out this weekend, and she said we camp a lot, and I will never forget that. So I'm so excited to have her here. So I'm not really gonna do an introduction. She is top 60. She is bad to the bone. I loved spending time with her this weekend. So I'm just going to have her jump right in and tell her story. But Katie, I do want you to know that if you see a whole bunch of zeros in the comments, that's our like claps and the way that we celebrate. Like if you're dropping bombs and you see a bunch of zeros in the chat, that's us celebrating you. So you guys get ready because she is going to bring the fire. Take it away, girlfriend.
Okay, awesome. Because I would think a zero would be like, man, you're done. Get off of here. No, okay. So I am Katie Wiekamp. I don't camp a lot, but I glamp. But saying we go camping helps people remember my name. Cammy and them always say it wrong, but I'm like, we camp. So I am a presidential diamond. I've been doing this for 4 years. Whenever I got started, I was a boutique owner. I was working 60 hours a week, just missing out on so much time with my kids. But my past before that is I'm actually a high school dropout. So I did life really backwards, dropped out of high school, got pregnant with my husband at a kind of young age. But I always knew that in order to be successful with my background, I'd have to be an entrepreneur. So I started my boutique in my son's room with a whole $300, and that exploded into a storefront. And that's when I had my store for about 4 or 5 years, but I was just gone all the time, never seeing my kids. And one day when I would typically scroll past anything to do with network marketing, God put a video on my newsfeed of this cute little girl from Tennessee talking about how to earn a bonus and how she completely changed her life too. So I messaged her and immediately said, sign me up. Like she was small town USA, exactly how I am here in Texas. And I said, sign me up, let's do this. So I was pretty much ignorance on fire. And I also decided when I joined, like, I just joined this and I don't want people to see me fail. So I'm going to go balls to the wall and I'm going to make this happen. And within 3 months, I replaced my income and I closed my store. And people thought I was crazy because just 3 months after being in this and having my store for like 4.5 years, I think it was, I closed it, but I just saw division. I looked at that average income chart, and I didn't see the distributor income or Ruby income. I said, I see ambassador, and that's where I am going. So that's what I did. I closed my store 6 months. I doubled my income. Right at a year in, I went double diamond. And then at 18 months, I went triple diamond. And at 2 years, I went presidential diamond. So there's my story.
Holy moly, you guys, that is insane. How many of you guys, when you first started, you own your own business or you did something entrepreneurial before you started this? Because I feel like it is a certain type of personality that you're like, I'm going to have to, or you feel like you've got to do that from the get-go, that you were like, I don't know, but corporate America doesn't seem like the shoe that's going to fit me. So I love that. And I love that you just own that right from the beginning. So look at all this. We have so many other entrepreneurs that were previous before they even got into this. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I feel like that just completely kicked us off. So just a couple of questions. So one, what color personality type are you?
So I think I'm the rainbow, but not green. I'm mainly red and blue. I like to have fun. I'm sure y'all figured that out this weekend or whatever day it was, but I like to have fun. And red, I'm like, let's make money. Like, I don't need to know all the details, but show me how to do it and I'm going to do it. And a little bit of yellow sprinkled on top. So I'm all over the place.
I love that. Did you have any fears, or do you have any fears when it comes to this business? Like maybe when you first got started?
Yeah, when I first got started, I was definitely, fearful of failing and not moving forward, but I just knew I had to do it because I had 2 babies looking at me. And, me being a high school dropout, of course, they don't know that, but, we'll get to that point. I have to show them that, like, you can accomplish anything. Oh,
Sorry, I will mute.
okay, am I unmuted now? Oh, someone else is unmuted again. It's okay. It happens. But anyway, I was just like, I cannot fail. I cannot fail. So I think I was more fearful of failing. So that's what drove me forward. Like I didn't quite know what I was running to besides getting home to my kids, but I just did not want someone to see me fail. I know that might sound crazy, but it seemed like all the mean girls from high school were watching me. I'm like, I'm doing the dang thing. My cousin Sage is on here. She's a triple diamond. She unfollowed me for an entire year after I joined, even shared a mean meme. And then we hung out a year later. She saw how much it changed my life. And then she joined my team and now she's a triple diamond. So, but yeah, when I started, I was just like, I just don't want anyone to see me fail, because I was once one of those girls who shared one of those mean memes. And I was like, well, I'm joining. I got to go all in and just do it. But now, I don't want to say my fears now, or I don't really have a fear now. I just want to keep going and keep moving forward. And it's changed my life so much. We've paid off all our debt and we're in the middle of building our dream house right now. So I just got to keep going. I don't have time for fear.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I don't have time for fear. I love that too, because when I first started, my fear was that I was going to fail in public. Y'all, I even opened up like a Facebook group, and I was like, I'm going to do everything in there. That way, if I quit in 3 months or if this doesn't work out, it'll just be this little group that I can shut down and all that stuff. 45 days in, I was like, this is my new life. This is how we're doing it. And I caught the vision and now we're running. And so I love that. I think that that is so relatable. If you had a fear when you got started, will you drop that in the chat for me? Because I think that's super important. And I also think that it's really important that if you are new on this Zoom, if this is one of your first Zooms, if you just clicked yes, submit, sign me up, that fear that you had before you got started, it might not go away in a hot second, right? It doesn't go away the second that you click sign me up, right? So some of that stuff, and I'm going to have Katie talk about just what is working for her. Some of that stuff is borrowed from your enroller and borrowed from listening to the people that know what they're doing and finding success in this business. If Katie says XYZ is working for me and you are on Katie's team, or if I say XYZ is working for me, you have to borrow that confidence, because sometimes that fear doesn't go away. So I wanted to I like opening with that, because everybody has a fear when they first join this business, and it's human nature for us. So if you will dive into what is working for you and what is catapulting your business right now, because I know y'all's team is on fire. So if you will share that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, I use TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, all platforms. So I used to only do Facebook until I was like a double diamond. I'm like, I'm not doing Instagram. I don't like it. It's still kind of weird to me, but you know what? Why not have all the tools in your tool belt? Because with Instagram, you can have unlimited followers. Facebook, you can only have 5,000. And so what I do is with Facebook, I do at least 2 posts about the business opportunity every single day. 2 a day, like minimum 2, especially if you are getting the hang of signing distributors. 2 opportunity posts a day. And then, my kids being crazy and like a funny meme, right? And then posting, of course. You guys, you got to be pushing to get your 10 hosted posts a day. If you don't hit your 10, it's probably not going to work for you. It's a numbers game. So getting 10, 6 out of 7 days a week is super important. But as for signing customers, stories are working really well for me. I share gummies almost every single day on my stories. And I have you guys might have a graphic of it, but it's like 25 bottles of gummies, and it says 25 bottles in 24 hours. And like, I'm marking X off and off and off. I've signed 3 customers today just from my stories of sharing that, with a few slides of before and afters, and a cute boomerang of me saying, message me the word gummies, holding a bottle of gummies. But as for distributors, I sign a lot from TikTok, and I know TikTok makes so many people uncomfortable, and I didn't want to get on there. I really didn't. I was like, I'm not doing this dang thing. Like, this is weird. I don't dance, but I got on there, and I sign a lot of distributors from there. I funnel them over to Instagram. So if they don't join on the spot, I have them fill out my influencer application on my Instagram, and they fill it out. And if they don't join, then I'm making sure I'm following them on there, and they see me on there, every single day. And I have girls coming to me right now that filled out my application 6 months ago from TikTok. I have one of my rubies on here, Cassie. She's from Canada. She came from TikTok and she's just killing it. You just never know who you're going to bring in from where, but I encourage you to work all platforms. But yeah, I do all of it. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram stories is really big for me.
I love that. And drop a 4 in the chat if TikTok makes you go, ooh, because it does me. I'm still a little bit afraid to get on there. But you know what? I think that it goes back to kind of that fear of failure, at least for me, because I feel like on TikTok, y'all, I can't talk. Words are hard. TikTok, you get to like let your freak flag fly. Like you just get to be you. And like the more genuine you are, the more people like you. And so it's like, but what if they don't like the genuine me? Like it's easy to like slap a filter on a picture and like make it picture perfect, but like that is like a whole nother level of for me. So yes, I love all the 4s. People are like,
so
TikTok is
on TikTok, I have she's kind of slacked off a little bit, but I have alter ego Becky with a fupa. I just make funny jokes. You might have seen my videos. I don't know. I went a little bit viral, but it's just like talking about my mom fupa, and I just say stupid things. And I mean, I personally say bad words, and I drink a little. That might not be your thing, but that's what I do, and I share that on my TikTok, and it's like it makes me relatable. And a lot of people join me from my Becky with the fupa videos because they're like, "Oh my God, you're so normal." But I'm sure y'all follow Ashley on TikTok. She's hilarious. I just, y'all are so blessed to have all these girls in your life. I just love Ashley so much.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely follow Ashley. She is, when TikTok first came out, it was like, oh my gosh, I think I found my platform. Like I just get to be me. And I'm like, oh, I just get to be me. Oh, that makes me nervous. But I love what you said about funneling people from one platform to the other. And I love, we just became official Facebook friends, and not that I didn't see your stuff before, because you are one of the names that I went and sought out. And I'm sure that there are other people on this Zoom that it's the same way. You find those top leaders that you identify. I also drink a little and cuss a little. So same girl, same. And I have 2 crazy kids, so we're the same. But it's like you find those personalities that you jive with. And so I had seen your stuff previously, but with us becoming friends over the weekend, officially your stories were in my stories. And I was like, wow, she is so involved in her stories. And it made me like want to level up my game, because I'm like, she is always at the front of my stories. Just in case y'all didn't know, the more frequently you are in your stories, the more frequently you get bumped to the front of the storyline, right? So if people have 1,000 followers and you're in there like once an hour, every hour you're back to the front of the line for when they open whatever platform they're on. So I was like, dang, Katie is always in her stories and she's so real. And I love that. It allows you to be more personal and allows you to do the 4 posts a day on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, because while you're flooding your feed with things and that they may be more business centric, you are being family and Katie and fun and showing the house build and all of that in your story. So I love that balance that you did. If you don't follow Katie, go follow her. She's freaking awesome.
Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, because my Facebook is private. You won't see anything, but you'll see everything on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
But I just want to say real quick, it's so important to show yourself. If you are not showing your personality and who you really are on your page, people are less likely to join you. Like me, it's crazy. I could go a day just making one business post, but I show my whole life and my whole self throughout the day, and people still come to me because it's relatable. But if you're just a thrown up sales ad, just copying and pasting everyone's post, which I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I get in a pinch and I'm like, oh, let me throw that post up real quick. But every time I do that, people are less likely to join me because it's not me. So just make sure that you are, showing your life and your stories. And if you feel like you're a boring person, share like cleaning or cooking or, your kids being silly, just find something that is your pillar and share about it, because people will join you for that.
Love that. Love that so much. So you said that you sign a ton of distributors from TikTok. So what are you doing to retain these distributors? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I don't have my notebook with me, but I write down. So because I signed so many, I want to make sure that I'm giving it all I've got, like their first 10 to 15 days of them getting started. That way I know that if they quit it wasn't me. I did not fail them, right? So, I mean, as we know, people will join and they will quit. It's just how it goes. I know that out of, if I sign 10, three of them are probably going to move along pretty quickly, but the other ones might quit, might go really slow. So what I do is I just write their name. I don't have my notebook, but I write their names down. And each day after they enroll, I highlight a letter of their name, knowing that I checked in with them. So as soon as I check in with them, I highlight the letter. So I have like their full name written out. But I mean, of course, if they're not responding after like 5, 6 messages, I'm not still continuing to reach out. But what we do is, day one, we get started on the training. And then day two, we get into host to post. Like I jump into it immediately because that's where a lot of people sign customers. Not everyone can depend on friends and family to support them. And we just keep going and throwing the ball back and forth. I send post ideas. We have a post idea page for them to follow. I mean, with the boards app, the 30-day corporate system, like y'all have got it made in the shade. I didn't have anything. So, there's so many resources. So I just make sure that those first 10 to 15 days, I am checking in with them consistently and encouraging them, but I'm not giving them quite everything because I want them to know that they are a business owner and it's up to them. So, I mean, of course, some do fall back, but I love checking highlighting their name because whenever you sign so many, sometimes, you'll slip through the cracks a little bit, especially if they're not reaching out.
Yes, that totally makes sense. I do the same thing, except for it's in my calendar. I'm like, I write down for so many days and I'm making sure that I'm checking in with them. I love that. So, and I think that's so important because again, just because they sign on the dotted line and say, yes, I want to do this, their fear is not gone. And you are the one that they saw your confidence in the business. So it's so important that you link arms with them and just go, and that you show up for them daily when they're second guessing themselves. So I love that so much. So what do you tell your team when they feel like they're stuck? Maybe whatever they're doing, drop a 7 in the chat if you've ever felt stuck in this business. Okay, so maybe what they were doing was working and now they feel like it's not, or maybe they're doing all the right things every day. They're getting their 10, they're posting, they're adding to their friends, they're doing the things, but nothing is happening. What do you say to, I know that's 2 different questions, but what do you say to those 2 different people? Look at all the 7s, y'all. Love it.
So honestly, I feel like it is all mindset. Whenever you're not enrolling, but you're doing all the things or you're feeling defeated, whatever, it's all in your head. So I encourage them to immediately dive deep into, okay, what do I feel like it is holding me? What is my mind telling me? Is it telling me I can't go Ruby, or nobody on my team is working, or, I just don't feel like I'm good enough, pretty enough, whatever. We figure that underlying issue out. And then, okay, go listen to this self-development. And then also, what is your goal? What are you pushing for? Because a lot of people, they'll say, yeah, I want to go Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, but they don't know why they want to go Ruby, Emerald, or Diamond. Oh, do you want to pay off debt? Okay, what are you paying off? Well, I have this loan, this loan. Okay, so write it down to the penny exactly what you need. Sorry, I'll wait till they're muted. Write it down to the penny, like exactly what you need. And that's what's going to fire you up every single day. Like I'm very big on getting crystal clear. So if you guys have, goals of paying off debt or creating a savings account, whatever, get it down to the penny of what you need and how much you feel like you can contribute monthly. Give yourself a fast start bonus goal. Give yourself right now we have the 5 customers, you get $100 bonus over the next 2 weeks. Give yourself that goal to enroll 5 this week, non-negotiable, and 5 next week. Also, okay, how many samples can I sell? So I can, so I can have sample cash. Like get yourself some weekly and monthly goals. Like daily goals are kind of rough when it comes to enrolling because we can control how many seeds we plant, but we can't quite control the harvest. But if you're planting a ton of seeds, it's going to come, right? But it just always comes down to mindset and being crystal dang clear on what they want. Because when someone tells me they want diamond, I'm like, all right, what do you want it for? Why? And we get it down to the dot. And then that's usually what inspires people.
Yeah, it's funny. We just had a ton of promotions. I mean, it's boom season, right? So we've had a ton of promotions over the last few months. And it's like when my team comes to me and they're like, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know how. I'm like, okay, you're going to control the output. That's all you can control. Why are you doing it? We can control, we just know why and let God take care of the rest. You meet him with your efforts and he's going to bless them. Just know why you're showing up every single day. I love that answer. So you talked for like a hot second about self-development. And I want you to just maybe give like your favorite book of all time, or like your favorite newbie book, and maybe what you're reading right now.
So I think that let me pull up my Audible real quick. So Stephen Furtick's book, Crashing the Chatterbox, that one is really good for me because my mind, negative thoughts are constantly coming in, and just, it's not that I don't think I can do this, but just sometimes they creep in, so I love the Crash the Chatterbox. I've read that 2 times. Atomic Habits is amazing, and then Mark Pentecost recently recommended Relentless. It's really good. It does say a lot of bad words, but it'll give you a good butt kicking. It is really, really good. And then also the 10x rule. Like, if you haven't listened to that one, you got to do it. And one more, if you might not think you have a bad money mindset, but I bet you do. If you grew up struggling, or if you're currently struggling, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I just recently had to reread it because, I accomplished all these goals with this business. I grew up struggling. I watched my mom's car get repoed out of the front yard. I dropped out of high school. Like, I grew up, whatever. Anyways, we've accomplished so many goals with the business. And now, as soon as we signed the dotted line to get started on building our house, my mind just went like, I wasn't worthy of having a dream house. We still live in a mobile home, but it's paid off because of this business. But we're going from a 1,300 square foot house to a 4,300 square foot house. And I immediately got these feelings of like, my money mindset was terrible. So I had to re-listen to that book to shift myself, like, girl, what are you doing? You can't have that mindset whenever you're leveling up and, moving up, but just, check what it is. But Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is a really good one, especially if you're struggling right now. I know the word millionaire to some people might be like, what? I can barely pay my bills on time. Seriously, read it, because it's going to expand your vision for sure, which is going to fuel you to push even harder in this business.
Yes, I think that's so important. And I read that as a diamond a few years ago. And it truly, no matter where you're at in your money, wherever your money thermometer is at, whether you were raised that money didn't grow on trees, or you had no money issues growing up, or whatever boat you're in, right? You are going to get something from that, and your money thermometer is going to grow. And we all know that you can't go any further than you expand your mind to. So expanding your mind to the option of being a millionaire, or even understanding like how you would handle millionaire type money, or even thousandaire type money. Like, people join this business for $200 to $500 a month, 90% of people, or whatever, right? Because that's what they can wrap their brain around. I hosted a Zoom it was probably the first Zoom I ever hosted, and I felt very unqualified because I was only a Ruby. And I was like, I don't have this great story to tell. I don't have any of this stuff to tell. And they're like, but Jamie, people join for that. Like, what you're doing right now is what people join for. People don't have a brain cell for a $30,000 a month check. And they have to grow their mindset to be able to do that. So that is so true. I really, that book is so good, no matter where you are at in your money journey, whether you are making an extra 200 or whether you are looking at your first 5-figure check. Like, it is worth a read. It is worth it. So I'm going to kind of circle back a little bit, because I had a side question come in through my messenger that was really good. How do you hold your newbies accountable for doing their work every day, or like showing up and like doing the training? Because sometimes like you just get those people that just aren't doing it. They're responding, but they're not actually doing the work.
Yes. So if they're not like moving along with me on about day 3, I send them a message and I'm like, all right, girl, you joined this business because you trusted me to help you be successful, and I'm holding up my part, but I don't want to waste either one of our time. What's going on? And I throw a little heart in there because, like, I'm red, but I'll be nice with a little heart. And then usually they're quick to respond, and they will let me know like their fear, or maybe they had life happen. But you have to give people, show people that you deserve respect because you take this seriously. This is your business. This is what feeds your babies, or else they're just gonna keep blowing you off and leaving you on red. No, this is a business. Like, you're gonna respect me, or like respect my time, and I'm gonna respect yours, and we're gonna throw the ball back and forth and get you moving along. But I make sure I set that standard with them quickly, because if not, they'll just disrespect your time, really.
I completely agree that sometimes those hard conversations and truly, like you said, normally it's a, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. XYZ happened in my life that I thought I was going to be able to start Saturday and I can't start until next Saturday. And you're like, okay, cool, let's start next Saturday. Or if it's like, oh my gosh, I said yes and I'm just frozen now. And you can coach through that. It's just about asking the hard questions and I think showing up for them when they can't show up for themselves. So that's a really good answer. Okay, so I told you we started about 3 minutes late, so I'm gonna give us like 3 extra minutes. But I want you to give your very best tip for taking advantage of boom season. We are in the midst of the busiest season of our company. The springtime, if you are new or if you have been with us for a while, you know this is the time. And so I don't want there are 103 of us on here, and I don't want anybody to look back in 6 months and be like, dang, I wish I would have done more, or dang, I wish I would have taken advantage. So what are you doing? And what is your best tip for taking advantage of this season right now?
Yeah, you're never going to regret hard work. You will regret waking up and saying, dang, I wish I would have worked harder. Like, let's say you go diamond this month and earn that $10,000 bonus. You're not going to wake up on June 15th and say, man, I wish I would have got more sleep on the last day of the month. No, you're going to be like, whoa, I did it. So I just encourage you guys to get really serious with yourself about what you've been doing and what's holding you back. Like, be real honest with yourself. Sometimes we're quick to be like, oh, I didn't do this because of this, and it's okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Or, oh, my big toe hurt, I got up 2 host to post, so I'll get up 20 tomorrow, and then tomorrow you get up 5, right? Set yourself an attainable goal and then add a little bit more to it. And make sure every single night when you go to bed, you go to bed proud. Whenever you lay down at night, if you feel like you could do a little bit more, send a few more friend requests, get up another post, get up some more story slides, but just truly realize what you have your hands on. Like, you have the opportunity right now to earn a $5,000 and a $10,000 bonus, or whatever rank you are pushing for. This is not always there. Bonuses aren't always there. I didn't earn a double diamond bonus, but I did, other ranks and stuff too. But just push as hard as you can for that, because that money that you will start to make will change your life. And like I said before, get those financial goals in front of your face, but be willing to do all the things: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Get uncomfortable. Don't give yourself the excuse that I'm just boring or I don't know how to work it. Okay, be willing. Those who put in the effort are those who are going to win. Those who you're comparing yourself to, saying, well, they keep moving forward. I'm sorry to break it to you, sister, but they're doing more than you. So figure out what it is that you're not doing and go and do it. And if it is your mindset, dig deep and like, okay, what is really in my mind that is holding me back from moving to that next level? But my biggest thing is I had to start waking up early. I do a power hour at 5:45 a.m. every single day, and I don't even have to go to work. I mean, after the power hour, I take my kids to school, but I cannot hold myself responsible to get a whole, like, oh, obviously I work throughout the day, but if I get that hour done first thing in the morning, like, it changes my day. So what I do is, for 10 minutes, I'm adding friends and interacting on Facebook, 10 minutes doing that same thing on Instagram, 15 minutes messaging for host to post, 10 minutes getting up story slides and my first post. And then I'm messaging people who viewed my stories from the day before. And I get all that done by 6:45 a.m. when my daughter's alarm goes off. And that feels really good, because before I would take her to school, come home, be like, crap, I got to do all these things. And then something would happen or something would break or someone was sick. And just like getting that done first thing in the morning, maybe that's what you need. Set yourself specific power hours, especially if you work full time, at least 30 minutes earlier. Come on, you can give yourself 30 minutes less of sleep to at least get up some story slides and send out some host to post messages. But just, holding yourself accountable, just making sure that you are setting those timers on your phone to get it done. I am extremely ADD squirrel brain. And if I don't have it written down, like, I'm all over the place. So I have to set timers and set goals in order to get things done throughout the day. Write a checklist and just don't go to bed until you're proud, but just think about the potential income. I'm a high school dropout, you guys. If I can be sitting here as a presidential diamond who's been in here for 4 years, building my dream house, like, who are you to say that you can't do it? right? All of you guys, most of you guys are probably way more qualified than me. There's nothing special about me. I just kept going because I have 2 babies that are looking at me. And another thing, if you have kids, on the days you don't feel like it, look at your kids and tell them they're not worth it, because I know you won't do that. So then that's when you're going to sit down for 10 more minutes and get a little bit more work done and keep going. And then you're going to promote and you're going to be so proud. I have a video of my daughter from when I went diamond 4 years ago, jumping on my bed saying, "Go mama, get to diamond." And I look at that now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to cry thinking about it. But it was so sweet. Like and include your family and your kids in your business. Like my daughter, she just is always asking about it work. So she said, "I'm so happy you won that trip, mom, but I'm going to miss you," when I went to Winter Circle. But my family's always been included. And one other thing, make sure you put your phone down. Spend your family time. Don't be a slave to your phone, because then your husband's going to be like, "Oh my God, you're on your phone all the time." And you're making like a whole, I don't know, whatever your paycheck is, if you haven't really promoted that much yet. But make sure you are very particular with your time and say, "Okay, mommy can go outside and play, but for 30 minutes, I'm going to sit here and do this." And we'll go outside and play for like an hour. Or my husband, "All right, let me do this for 30 minutes. And sorry, you can hear my kids in the background. We'll do this for 30 minutes and then we can watch a movie or whatever. Just make sure you are making time for what's important too. You can have your cake and eat it too. That was all over the place because my kids were screaming in the background, distracting me.
No, that's totally okay. If anybody's ever been on a Zoom with me, mine are always in here, like back and forth. The thing that you said about your daughter when you went diamond, we did a thermometer when we went triple, and Rayleigh was like, "Can I stay up until midnight with you so that I can color in the thermometer?" Like 20 out of 30 of the days were colored in by her. Like, include your kids, include your family, let them be a part of it. That is so good. And I love that you said the morning thing, because I'm not a morning person, but I have already committed that once my kids are home for school, I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to go do daily fun things with them and take advantage of being at home for the summer and all of that fun stuff. And so I'm like, I'm going to have to get my butt up early so that I can take care of business first, so that I can live the life that I want to live. I have got to do that. So I appreciate your time so much. You guys, can we give her some love in the chat? Thank you so much, Katie. That was freaking incredible. We are going to power hour now. I have got this recorded, so I will get it up on YouTube. And thank you, friend. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome. I'm gonna stay and work with y'all.
Perfect.